Hey there, welcome back to coding stuff. And in the previous part, we were done with the repository class and view model class. Like we provided the separation between our views and the database queries. So in this part, we will work on setting the data because we almost fetched the data in our repository. So yeah, and one thing, just open your question repository and question view model. We need to invoke this set quiz id method in the quiz fragment so that we can pass that quiz id as a document here, otherwise it will show a null pointer exception. So yeah, or it will show the document cannot be null. So just after this I'll write view model dot set quiz id, and let's pass here quiz id, and we'll create one member variable here, so private string, and this will be quiz id, and we will receive it over here. So quiz id, this will be equals to our quiz fragment args. Okay, I have made the typo error, like I didn't write f here, but it's okay. So dot from bundle, so get arguments and then get quiz id and semicolon. So remember in the nav graph, so where is nav graph? In here. So in the quiz fragment we have two arguments, quiz id and the total question count. Also we will have to receive this one as well, but we will receive it later. So yeah, then what we'll do, we'll create another method that will be load data, and we'll create that method over here. So private void load data, and we'll call the load questions method here, and we'll pass in 1 as a parameter. And also we will work with the buttons. So again I will create one method that will hide and show the buttons that we have. So yeah, let's just create that enable option methods. Okay, so in the enable options method we will make visible to our option 1, option 2 and option 3 button. So set visibility, and this will be visible. I'll just duplicate this 2 times, and this time it will be 2 and this will be 3. And then we'll enable our buttons, and we'll hide the feedback TV, and also we will hide our next quiz button. Okay, so option 1 button dot set enable, this will be true. Again I'll duplicate this 2 times, this will be 2 and this will be 3. Then afterwards we'll call our answer feedback TV dot set visibility, and this will be invisible. And also our next quiz button, so next question button dot set visibility, and this will be invisible as well. So yeah, this is our enable options method. So yeah, again what we need to do, one thing, so we have to invoke this method get questions method in the view model class, because then only it can run this method and we can get the data. But there is one issue, if you call that method in the constructor, so as soon as the instance of the view model class is created, this get question method will be invoked, and this quiz id will be null because we will be setting the quiz id later, but before it will already run that method. So to avoid that, what we can do, we can call that method in the set quiz id as well, so get questions. So yeah, this is not the perfect solution, but yeah, this will work. So yeah, now we will try to run the app and let's see it's working or not. So yeah, I have connected my device and now I'll try to run the app. So it is installed, and yeah, I'll click on the C programming because we only got these C questions, sorry. And then I'll click on the start quiz button. So as you can see, the first question has been loaded and the next quiz button is also disabled, so it is working. And So now we have to work on the remaining functionalities. So yeah, again you can change these colors if you want. You can make it white or anything that suits you. So yeah, in the quiz fragment phase, we'll change the text colors of this button. So text color, this will be white. You can have any color that you want. So text color, this will be white, and this one as well. So text color, this will be white. So yeah, so again we will create another variable for our total questions. So private long total questions, and we will receive it as we received the quiz id. So total questions equals to quiz fragment args dot from bundle and get arguments dot get total question count and then semicolon. Okay, and then we'll add on click listener to our all the buttons. So option 1 button dot set on click listener, and we'll pass in this here. Again control D 2 times, and also for the next quiz button. So option 2, and this will be option 3. This will be next quiz button actually. So next question button, and just press here alt enter and make quiz fragment implement the on click listener. Click on OK, and yeah, we need to implement this method. And in here we will have one switch statement to identify which button has been clicked. So we dot get id. Okay, then we'll have multiple cases. So first case will be r.id dot option 1 button. Let's have one break statement here. Then case for r.id dot option 2 button. Again break. Case r.id dot option 3 button. Break. And the lastly for next question button. So next question button, and also we'll have break here. So we'll have another method that will check if the clicked button is correct answer or not. So for that we will create verify answer method, and in this we'll pass in the option 1 button. Then we can get the text out of that button. Let's just copy this one. This will be 2, and this will be 3. So inside the next question button here we'll have one check if, okay, we'll implement this later because we'll require the current question number and so on. So yeah, let's just create that method private void verify answer, and here we'll take one button as a parameter. So button, and yeah, so the verify answer this we will implement later because it will be too much for this part. But what we can do instead, we can work on our timer. We can work on this timer. So yeah, so inside the load questions we will create another method that will be start timer, and we'll pass in I here. So yeah, we will need to create this method. So private void, and this will be start timer, and this will take position. So and let's keep it I. And okay, again one thing we need to do is we'll create one int variable. So private int, and this will be current question number, and also we'll create another boolean variable. This will be, let's say, can answer, and we'll set it to false at the start, and also we'll make it 0. So in the load questions we'll call our current question number and we'll make it equals to I. So we'll get the I value into the current question number, and then so yeah, after loading the question, what we can do, we can make our can answer true. So yeah, again one thing that we can do in the on view created method that we can add on click listener to this close quiz button. Actually that is image view, so close quiz button dot set on click listener, new on click listener, and in here we just have to call our nav controller. So dot navigate from quiz fragment to list fragment. Okay, let's just open the nav graph. So if somebody clicks on the close button, he should be able to navigate to list fragment. And yeah, so from quiz fragment action quiz fragment to list fragment, this one. And yeah, okay, so then let me just minimize this so we can implement the start timer method. Okay, so to get the timer, we'll create one long variable and let's name it as a timer. So we will need to access the timer that is stored in the questions model, like in here this timer. So we retrieve the data inside the load question method, like in the load question method we retrieve the data in here. So what we can do, then we can create one variable of long, so private long, and this will be timer, and we can get it in the load questions. So over here timer equals to question models dot get I minus 1 dot get timer and then semicolon. So we don't need this now, we actually got the value of timer already. So our timer count tv dot set text and timer dot to string. Okay, so string dot value of timer. So yeah, again we'll require one instance of countdown timer. So private countdown timer, this one. So countdown timer, and in here countdown timer equals to new countdown timer, and we got two methods, on tick and on finish. So we need to implement this. So inside this we need to pass two parameters. So the first will be timer into 1000 means the total duration, and then the interval of 1000 milliseconds means 1 second. So in the on tick what we need to do, so in the on tick method we have to update the time, so update time, and for that our timer count tv dot set text will use this millis until finished that we get passed, divide by 1000, and we'll use empty string. And then what we need to do, we'll need to set progress to our progress bar. So for that I will create one long type of variable and I'll name it as a percent, like how much percentage are done, and we'll use this millis until finished variable, and we'll divide it by timer into 10, again semicolon, and then we'll just call our progress bar. So progress bar dot set progress percent dot int value. So I hope you understand this, like the millis until finished will get the millis, the milliseconds, so we'll just divide it by 1000 so we can get the actual second, and then we calculate the percent using the millis until finished, and we have divided by timer into 10,000, 10, so it will be 100, so we can get the percent, and then we just set it to progress bar using percent dot int value. So yeah, and then let's move to the on finished method. So as the timer is up, we can make our can answer variable as a false, and we can also set some text to our answer feedback, and this will be, let's say, time's up, no answer selected, and yeah, and also we can create one int variable. So This will be beneficial when we'll fetch the result. So private int, and this will be not answered, we'll initialize it as 0, and we can make plus plus to it, so not answered plus plus and then semicolon. Okay, and just after on finished, what we have to do, we'll also have to show the next button. So show next button, we'll create this function, we'll call this function here and just click on the right bulb, create this method. So yeah, again we have to write dot start here to start the timer. So inside the show next button, what we have to do, we just have to check if the current question number is equals to our total question number. So if all the questions are done, then next quiz question button dot set text, this will be submit, and we'll have else to it. So else next question button dot set visibility to visible. Also we will visible this one here. So next question button sort visibility, and this will be visible. Then next question button set enable to true, and also answer feedback dot set visibility to visible. Okay, and also we'll make it enable in here as well. So yeah, so again that's pretty much stuff for this part. Again, what we can do, the one last thing that we can do is, yeah, we can implement this case as well. So here we'll again check if the current question number is equals to total question of numbers, means if we are running out of stock or not. So if this is the case, if we solved all the questions, we'll call the method that will be submit results, and we'll have else to it. So in the else condition, what we'll do, in the else condition we will increment the current question number, and we'll call the load questions, and we'll pass in the current question number there. And also we will call the reset options button, sorry, reset options method. So yeah, we will implement these two methods in the next part, so don't have to worry about it. And also this one, I will just create it private void and reset options. So yeah, that's pretty much stuff for this part. In the next part we'll continue from this, and I think we will finish the app in the next part. So yeah, that's it. Do subscribe, and thank you for watching.